Yeah, so my name is Oneel Ballo. I'm 5'9". Weight right now is about 194. We're 5 days post show. We competed the other day at the NPC Central States 2020. I did the teens, middleweights, Classic Physique, Class B, and I won all my classes, and then we won the overalls too. This is my coach, Enrique.
Hello, my name is Enrique Gonzalez. I've been in bodybuilding for 20 years. I'm 4 times North American, 4th place, Mr. Michigan 2017.
Yeah, so he's been a blessing, to be honest with you guys. We met January of last year, and we just kicked it off, man. From the first conversation that we talked, I told him how serious I am about this. And you know, unlike most coaches, who I don't want to mention any names here, but I told him my goals, and I'll be honest with you guys, like my goals, I was shooting very high, and he didn't laugh at me or anything. He actually had bigger goals for me, which is what honestly made me view him as family right away. And I told him, I was like, hey Enrique, like, you know, you just write out the plan. You believe in me and you don't give up on me, man. And I told him I'm not gonna let you down. And I'm not gonna sit here and brag too much about myself, but so I'll let him explain to you guys some of the stuff that we've been doing and some of the stuff that, you know, me and him gone through. And you know, as far as off season and stuff goes.
So you did a chest and tricep workout today, bud?
Yeah.
I'll have you explain the workout, the movements you did, and what you liked about each movement.
For sure, yeah. So me and Enrique, we've been focusing more on upper chest because chest has always been a weakness for me. And finally, up until this year, it was honestly my side shots were one of my strongest points. And we've been focusing a lot on incline. So the first movement that we started was incline bench press. So now that we just came off the show, like, we're not trying to do anything stupid or anything crazy, no pushing, no heavy weights or anything like that. So I asked Enrique if we can do some dumbbells, because I'll be honest, I'm not a strong guy. Other than legs, I'm not strong. Like, my training has never been about pushing crazy weights or anything. So we started off with incline bench press. We did about 3 or 4 sets. Yeah, and then we moved on to flat bench press. We stuck with dumbbells because, like I said, I'm not too strong, and with dumbbells I just feel like I have more control and I can get a different, it's the range of motion for me that does it. Like the stretch with the dumbbells, I can get a little deeper stretch, because with the barbell you're limited, you know, as far as the bar goes, and then it starts hitting your chest, and that's where the range of motion ends. But with the dumbbells I can go a little more deeper. But I'm gonna have Enrique talk about some of the workout and everything that we did today, so he knows better.
Well, I met Oneel like 30 weeks ago, and normally the first evaluation that I do to my clients is to analyze, to check their physique, see what are their weak points, and try to improve those points during off season, which is normally between 16 and 14 weeks. So since one of Oneel's weak points was chest, especially upper chest, so we focus more in starting chest workouts with upper chest when you have full power to train, to put more energy in the first exercise. So that's a good way to improve your weak areas. So today we did like first incline dumbbells, full power, 12 reps. Then we went to flat bench dumbbells, full power, and then we did a couple sets of cables just to squeeze and keep those striations going. So, but yeah, that's pretty much another weak point from Oneel is his upper body. He needs to improve his back. He needs to improve his thickness on the back. He needs to come more dense for the next show. So that's the goal. His legs are good. But we're gonna try to improve upper body, keep the waist small, and legs are gonna be always powerful. So that's the plan for the next show.
Yeah.
And I guess about let's talk about diet, pre-show, or pre-contest, and then off season versus now like with the rebound and stuff with his diet. Like what was that like? Those different stages.
So like I was telling you, I mean, when me and Enrique met, I'm the type of guy where when it comes to like cheat meals and stuff like that, if he doesn't mention it, I'm not mentioning it. So he was okay with me having 1 to 2 cheat meals a week in the off season, but since he forgot to mention, I don't know what happened, to be honest. It's kind of funny. Yeah, I think he mentioned it. I don't know if I was not listening, but I don't remember him saying anything about cheat meals. Let's just keep it at that. And I didn't have no cheat meals from January up until show day, literally. Like, I'm talking no cheat meals. Actually, like, the closest thing I had to a cheat meal was, you remember that day I called you and I was like, hey, Enrique, because I don't know what happened and my plans were kind of screwed up. So I literally just grabbed Chipotle and it was chicken and rice, no oil added. And I consider that a cheat meal because it's not made by me and wasn't weighed out. And honestly, that was it. That was just a one-time thing since January until now. Pre-contest, I mean, as soon as we were 12, 16 weeks out?
Yeah.
16-week prep, right? Yeah, as soon as we started prep, I mean, it was straight go time, And I am very, very obsessed when it comes to this stuff. Like, it becomes like kind of like an OCD. And I told Enrique, I know that's why I appreciate him even more. It's because of the time and effort he puts into me, I'm like, if you're going to say 1 cup of rice, I'm like, you need to tell me in grams how much that is. And it would be like, if he says 85 grams of broccoli, it wouldn't be 86 grams of broccoli. It would be 85 grams or anything like that. So, yeah, we just followed everything to the T. And, I mean, now that we're rebounding, I'll let you talk about the rebound. You talk about the rebound because I'm not.
Well, let me tell them more about the diet from the very beginning. So when I first met Oneel, he was about 25% fat, which is a lot. And that was like about 29, 30 weeks ago. And one thing that I do with my clients, I never cut carbs, never, ever. Even my bikini clients, they have carbs all the way to the show. And it always works. They get lean. The reason why I don't cut carbs is because I want them to be with full energy for the workouts and stay full all the time. The harness and getting lean is mostly the cardio and the type of training. But I keep all my clients with carbs, and I'm not a big fan of keto diets. And it works. Most of my clients, they get on their best peak ever, and it works. Like, they keep high calories, lots of carbs, and the trick is in the way you train and how much cardio you do. So
How did you vary his cardio then? Like when you first met him, then was it were you trying to add muscle, or were you just bringing him down like his fat content and trying to do both at the same time? Or?
Yeah, well, cardio starts from the very beginning, but the off season, which is the first 16 weeks, the cardio is very moderate. They don't really do much cardio, even though his fat percentage was high. With the diet that I gave him, 30 minutes of cardio 5 times a week was max on his off season. And he was improving a lot with the training. My focus is more in the training. The intensity on the training is what makes the difference. I train high volume, high reps, lots of supersets and circuits, and that's how they bring that conditioning that makes you win pretty much.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
For 19, that's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, with the cardio, that was one of the hardest things I'd have to say. Like with diet, as far as diet goes, like you said, my carbs were up until what? Like up until peak week, my calories were like super high, like almost as close as to off-season calories, which was a blessing. But yeah, like you said, he focuses more on training and cardio, and that What's the athlete's name that you've done a lot of shoots with from Michigan? Jordan. So I was reading, I think it was one of the people that was posting about him. I think Jordan talks about if his quote is if diet is the hardest part about your prep, then you're not training hard enough. And I think that's what Enrique always used to remind me of. And the training, like especially when it came down to the last couple weeks, it was dragging. Like walking was literally the hardest thing ever. And I had to take off work, you know, especially the last week. I work at a PT clinic. I'm a tech there. It's called the Recovery Project. And I work with, neuro people, so it requires a lot of physical, as far as transfer goes. I'm the only guy there. Well, me, and then they just brought 2 more guys now. But for the most part, it was a lot of the lifting was on me. And when you're at that body fat percentage and that conditioning, and the energy is just not there. So the last week I had to call off, and it was just literally waking up, doing cardio, eating, sleeping, training. That's it. That was like my lifestyle. So, yeah.
You said you did practice your posing quite a bit when you were going into the show and stuff?
Yeah, posing was something Enrique stressed to me a lot. He said, get your posing. And I mean, he told me to do like 20 minutes a day. I was doing like an hour every single day. I had a couple buddies of mine from the other Powerhouse location. And this Powerhouse was where I did most of my posing because, most gyms, they're not okay with you, stripping down and posing and stuff. But this gym has been a blessing. Powerhouse Gym on Gratiot, Clinton Township. You guys are family, man. Thank you for everything, for letting me pose here and stuff. But we were practicing posing like crazy. He would put me through rounds and rounds of posing. And I hated him at that point because, I'm just like tired. I'm like, Enrique, just look at my body, tell me what you think, and let me go home. He's like, come on, bro, just one more round. So we practiced it a lot, yeah. Yeah.
So plans for the future for you guys? Have you guys got a chance to talk about the next move, or still undecided, or?
We talk a little. I want him to recover first from the show, but we already have plans for Oneel. I mean, obviously, his main goal is to be on the Olympia stage, and everything is possible. That's what he told me at the very beginning when he was 25% fat, and I didn't laugh. I said, everything is possible, man. It all depends on how much you want it. So he showed me, he proved that he really wanted it. I mean, he did every single thing to the T. Like he said, he measured by grams every single food, and that's why I'm so proud of him. That's the results speak for themselves. So
it makes it easier on the coach when
exactly, yeah, because
I made it easier on him. Like I was telling you earlier, if it was like 1 gram off, I would call him like 5:30 in the morning or like 12 at night, and I'm like, Enrique, and he knows how much I apologize about that. I'm like, Enrique, this is what happened, man. Like even with the water, when we were doing the water, manipulation for peak week, I had like, I don't know how many ounces. So I weighed out my water, 64 ounces exactly. It was for one of the days. And I was drinking some of it, and then my mom accidentally, she didn't know it was my water bottle. She spilled some of it. And I'm like, Enrique, yeah, forget about that water. He's like, come on, bro, just drink it. Like, he's like, I want you to drink that water. But I definitely wasn't easy on him. And that's what makes him a great coach. It's him keeping up with me and, my mental, like just mentally how I am when it comes to prep and how much I stress. So yeah.
Like going back to the question, plans for the future. Well, first we need to improve. I mean, in order to be competitive in a national stage, he needs to put some mass on his upper body. We're gonna stay in Classic Physique. We're gonna try to get the pro card in Classic Physique because he's only 19 years old, and we don't want to rush on bodybuilding because he's too young, and to put for his height he needs to be at least heavyweight, and it's too soon to put too much weight on him. It's not healthy. So I prefer to keep his waist small put some mass on his upper body and see what's happened. Maybe be national champion in a couple years or 1 year. We'll see. I mean, we need to talk about timing and everything, and but that's the plan. Classic Physique to get the pro card first. Yes.
People, sponsors, friends, family, coaches, everyone, for both of you guys, you want to thank you?
Absolutely, man. I mean, you know, they say bodybuilding is like it's a lonely sport, which I agree with. To a certain degree it is. But I mean, if you don't have a good support system around you, good team, good coach, good family, man, none of this would be possible. My family, I mean, I'll be honest, I put them through hell. You know, I'm not easy when I'm in prep. My coach Enrique, I already told you guys how much I used to bother him a lot, and he's been nothing but supportive and just been there for me. So, and none of this would have been possible without him and his knowledge and, you know, just his belief system in me and support and everything. My sponsors, I think you guys are watching me eat. So I just got sponsored by Choose Fit Nutrition. They're in Dearborn. Their meals are just amazing. I think you guys saw me pouring out the sauce. They're honestly, it's been a blessing. None of this feels real. I mean, shooting with you right now is a blessing to me. I'm literally very humbled because my life took a turn in like a day, and I've put in so much work, man. And you know, as you know, we shoot more and people get to know me more, I'll open up more about some of the challenges that me and him faced, and they weren't easy challenges, and none of this was easy. Like up until show day, man, I was holding back tears up until show day because of all the things that me and him were going through, just trying to make it, man. So God is good, man. I gotta thank God for everything. Gotta thank my family, my coach, my sponsors, Choose Fit Nutrition, all the people there that have been supporting me and sending me DMs and texting me and you know, that were there at the show. And I want to thank you too for, you know, giving me this opportunity to show the people who I am and talk about who I am, and you know, just everything's amazing, man. I'm blessed and I'm honored to be doing this. So, yeah. You got anything you want to say?
Sure, yeah. Well, yeah, I just want to say that I'm very proud of my client, Oneel. Like I said, he did his homework. He had a lot of questions, and I respond all his questions. But he will always do everything to the T, and the results were there. He reached his best peak ever. His previous show a year ago, you were 158 pounds. 155, and I mean, that's a big improvement to go from 155 to 180 on stage with 4% fat. That's pretty amazing. So very proud of you, Oneel, and that's a good example of a good athlete when you follow your training to the T, and that's how you show results. So.
Like I said, man, none of this, you gotta have a good coach. Like, coach is everything. I think all bodybuilders have. You have your bad experiences with coaches, and that's why, like, you need to have a good coach, because a coach, you're putting your health, like, you're literally taking your health and you're saying, here, my body is in your hands, and you peak me, you bring me in show day, and that's what it comes down to. You know, it's half percent or 50% is on you, 50% is on the coach. You know, you do the work, the coach makes up the plan, and you just execute. And like I said, I'm just blessed to have him in my corner, man. He's been, yeah, I mean, that's all I got to say. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.